The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Smells great.
Really well done IPA.
It's very syrupy. It's very sweet and syrupy. Hello. It's like when you Coke out of a
You already
soda
cracked your
machine,
beer.
the water didn't come out.
It was
but only the syrup
by
came out.
accident. It cracked itself, and I just had to start
Look at
drinking
that.
it.
This is kind of
I don't like that week's too. Stripes. My dad was in the Army. My brother's in the Army. I thought I'd join the Army before I got drafted. Ain't no draft no more, son. There was one. There was one.
Okay. All right. Now we're going. Okay. Welcome everybody to Bald Guys Babbling About Beer, episode 3.
I love that title.
Episode 3? Wait, I'm not bald.
I'm the only. Well, Aaron and I are really, and John-ish are the only one representing.
we have
I
enough
guess.
baldness for all.
I posted
The
edit
only
this.
one not representing is Dan and Dave.
I know.
Well, that's ironically our host isn't bald.
That's right.
But so much
Yeah.
irony.
Ironic.
Yeah.
A lot of hats in the room, so nobody knows. Maybe we should wear hats next time, Dan.
Yeah, I think that's or get bald wigs.
Accessorize if you're going to be
We
on
should have
TV.
bald
Yeah, we should.
Bald wigs.
We should get bald wigs. That'd be good.
That may have unintended consequences. I don't know. Careful what you wish for.
Thank you, counselor. I was just thinking the same thing.
It's all downhill.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You hear this?
tonight we are going to do the Kick Your Ass Can High ABV beer first. That's our feature tonight. And I will start. I'm going to tell you what I got. I got the Allagash Curio,
Curio.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah,
Tell
me
us.
too.
which I don't know if you can you see that?
No, it's all
Yes.
bleached out.
You're
Well,
moving it too.
There you go.
there you go.
Hold
Matt.
Down.
There's. What's the ABV on that?
Okay, so I need to get my readers in order to see the ABV on that.
You are so unprepared as a host.
Wow.
Making up for the lack of baldness.
I wasn't expecting
It's
that.
like
10.4.
This
Had
will
a
all be
drink.
edited out.
4.
Ooh, double figures. All right,
Once
I'll
I
get
drink
it.
2 of these, I won't be able to read.
Boo.
So
You won't need
I've been
to.
curious about this, no pun intended, for a very long time, and it was always in a big bottle. So I wasn't going to get the big bottle, but and then I saw this when I
You have
went
to drink
in
it all.
my hazmat outfit into Total Wine. They had it in a small bottle, so I decided to give it a shot.
Is this your
So-
first sip?
I'm not going to put John on the spot because I normally, I don't know, always start with John. So I'm going to
Mhm.
start with Bob, and Bob
So-
has something that he would like to share first.
So, a friend of mine gave me this as part of a birthday gift.
I'm seeing a Dogfish Head.
Dogfish Head is called World White Stout. And when you look on the label, it does not have an ABV on it. So it's been sitting in my cabinet for like months. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I do a little interweb search of it. And the ABV comes up as between 15 and 20.
Really?
It's
Oh, my.
not even beer.
Depends
Wow.
on
Right. And
what.
so to Dan's point, it says like it'll age really well and for a while and drinks more like a port, which is why I will not be drinking this tonight. I'll be sharing it with some good friends at some point. And the other one I have, which I will definitely be saving for either November or maybe Maine, hint, gents, is I've never had this one. It just looked great. I bought one as a gift for a friend of mine. And then I know.
Straffa Hendrick.
It's a quadruple Belgian. It's only 11%, but
Is that the
also-
Belgian Jimi Hendrix?
Yes,
Exactly.
it's an oak aged quadruple blend, 11% Belgian ale. It's a cork and all that. So this will be a nice kind of share amongst friends bottle when the time comes.
Mm.
Do you have anything you're actually drinking tonight?
Yes,
Yeah, for like not so good friends.
little treehouse.
What else I'm not going to share with you?
Thinking. This is not a real big boy. I just didn't want to drink that. I was a little hurting last Friday, so
I love that can though. Can you hold it up again?
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's called Ma
That's Treehouse Ma?
Treehouse. Yeah.
what's the
assuming-
ABV on that? I didn't hear you.
And I'm assuming it's a tribute because it says, "We love you and we'll never forget you" at the top of it.
So Ma.
It's an amber ale,
Oh,
And-
Mother's Day.
and it's 6.8. So
Okay.
not really big, but really tasty.
So
All right,
the
Mike.
Bob's, yes.
What do you have there for a big kick your ass can ABV?
Well, it kind of pales in comparison to Bob's Good Friend beers, but Bob name check. Is it
You're gonna
better?
drink it?
Dogs and
Beers.
boats.
Oh, you got the dogs and
Dogs
boats
and boats.
Awesome.
Bob name checked that last week. It's from Stonington, and it's from Beard, and I think they pretty much specialize in various IPAs. And it's big. It's not enormous. It's 9.1%.
That's big.
So can we drink now, or do we just like
No, you're not allowed to.
Yes,
hefty.
yes.
no one's drinking?
I've been
I'm
drinking.
drinking.
Mike, have you had that before?
I have. And I liked it then. I like it now.
They sneak up on you. You have two of those, and
Yeah.
you're like, hey now.
It's it's a big IPA, dry, definitely malty though, and it's a little darker than most IPAs, I would say. Very
They
good.
make a- They make a nice product.
All right, let's toss things over to Hank in the upper left on my screen.
Oh, I'm middle top here. So I just went into the fridge and found another Trillium.
Nice.
Plane over car over train over boat.
Nice.
A
There's your-
quadruple IPA named for, I think, one of two places in the world
DC is one of them.
where you can actually see a plane over a car over a train over a boat. I
Oh, wow.
thought the other one
Ah,
was in India, Dan, but maybe I'm wrong.
What's this one? Where? Boston?
This is in Boston.
There's a.
I don't
Logan
think there's
goes
anything
over-
in DC like that.
Maybe it's not. Maybe there's no boat.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. This is a
Oh.
bridge over the Charles River, and then there's the train tracks.
Oh,
and then
cool.
there's the road.
Very cool.
I guess if you count the metro that goes under the Potomac,
No, that would be the boat over the train
Yeah.
over the under
plane
the
over the train over the boat over the car, I guess.
So that's good
you
enough.
might want to
That's
write
good
that
enough.
in.
Yeah.
They might be
Yeah.
looking for something like that.
I
They
thought it
might-
was a
How do you
John
order
Candy
that at a
reference.
bar, though? Isn't it kind of a mouthful?
Anyone got a
Yeah.
Sharpie?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a special. It's not available all the time, so it's not. It's kind of rare.
Is it good?
It's unbelievable. It's a I can't get the thing right. It's a quadruple
There it is.
IPA, and you can see the ABV.
4 IPAs.
It's a big boy.
Hey, thanks.
13.
I can't. Does that say 13%?
13%.
13%. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like
Wow.
5 Budweisers.
but it's the tastiest 13% you will ever drink in your life.
You love that Trillium.
It's so good.
I think it's the trickiest part is to anything over 10% to make it really flavorful without that alcohol-y taste.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult to do, and some people do it really well.
Yeah,
Can't
they
light a
do-
match
they do
near it.
quite well.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't smoke,
right.
so there we go.
Dan, what do you got?
This is not a high ABV. It's the Kings County Brewing Company Robot Fish IPA. You see
Oh,
it?
could you hold it up in front of you so it doesn't key through?
Robot
Yeah,
fish.
I don't know. Can you
Perfect.
see it?
ACDC.
Now we do. Yes.
That's a great name for a
That's
beer.
the way to do it. Okay, so what do
Love
we
it.
got there? It's the
That's a great can.
Robot Fish,
Robot Fish IPA.
and that is from
Kings County Brewing Collective. About 5 blocks from my house. It's the only thing I had in my fridge.
And I'm sorry, what's the ABV?
It's not that. It's a 6.6. It's higher than the session ale that I had in my fridge, so that's what you're getting.
All right.
It's very good though. It's really delicious.
And Joey, what do you got in your hand there?
So what I've got is not an uncommon beer.
Oh,
Ah, boom
Boom
sauce.
It's only 7.8.
well, Lord Hobo.
It's a
Another
favorite of
Massachusetts.
mine, and it's got a nice flavor. And that was the highest ABV beer I had around.
And what is the ABV?
7.8.
7.8. Well, these are all above, sessions. And then, John, what do you got in your hand there?
I have a local Virginia Pale Ale. It's called Full Nelson.
Nice. That's a
It's
great name.
wrestling beer.
Full Nelson.
Also with an avocado from last week. Joe, you had an avocado.
No, that's an artichoke.
Yeah, that's an
Artichoke,
artichoke.
John. Come on.
Whatever.
Avocado
Brewers
artichoke.
love artichokes.
Have you seen an avocado?
I don't eat either of those things, so I don't know what it is. This is as close as I get to an artichoke or an avocado, believe me.
It's a
Can
bumpy,
you
bumpy.
do us a favor? Just hold it up
avocado.
steady there for a second. It's like it's keying through.
It's like 3D house of avocado.
Yeah. Okay. Full Nelson, Virginia.
Yeah, I'm getting George Washington coming through it.
Yeah, getting a lot of Washington. Got a lot of.
Sorry.
It's a very patriotic brew. It's okay.
And what is the ABV on that one?
The ABV, also did not shop for a high ABV. I got what I could get out of the fridge. It's a 6.9, but I'm going to have 2, so that's like 13.8.
All right. At the same time that we're going to drink ours, right?
Oh, we didn't. I started already. Is that too early?
Well, then you're
Right
I
track.
start at 4 o'clock.
you're working out your strategies. It works.
Dan, there's a Maltese Falcon on your right shoulder.
All right. So now that we've described our beer, I would like to say, all of you, my friends everywhere. Cheers, guys. Joe
Not
does
drink-
not
I'm
take
not
part in
drinking to
any
that.
kind of
I'll drink
celebratory.
twice to that.
Joe,
You need a big gulp.
Joe, we're toasting.
Why are you laughing?
This is like the highlight of the week for me as far as social activity. So I'm really happy we're doing this.
Take a number.
This is the only social activity.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
guys, if I could take a brief diversion
Mm.
while we're on the topic of high ABV.
We haven't diverted already? Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh.
jeez, dude.
Knob Creek, what is
Yes.
that? The,
120.
Whoa.
Jeez, dude.
The barrel strength?
that's not
How is
exactly
it?
beer, is it?
I got it as a gift. It's the best. I'd put it up against Pappy any day in blind taste test. It's so good.
Really?
Really? Wow.
Strong.
Oh, you had it. You don't have much left.
Is it just what kind of Knob Creek is it? Is it plain or what?
It's
Strawberry
Barrel
flavor.
strength?
some special shit. Single
That's what I mean.
barrel select. Single barrel select.
Single barrel select.
Do you get
Nice.
much flavor, or is the alcohol just overwhelming?
That's the thing. I mean, what you get is flavor. You don't get the impression of having like a lot of alcohol. It's just a very deep flavor, and you can.
Nice.
Joe, I think you want to check in with the American Bourbon Channel
Down the hall.
down
Joe,
the hall.
Take me with you.
It's a meeting already in progress.
Yeah.
Subsidiary of
Threw them
the.
off, Dave. Beer, bourbon.
Yeah.
Kind of tricky.
So
What are
I,
they doing? Schnapps or something.
I saw
Yeah,
two.
we're getting
American
content
Schnapps
from
channel.
this, Dave.
So my bourbon friends, whiskey friends, I saw a really funny T-shirt and it said, "This whiskey tastes like I'll be missing work tomorrow."
Joe?
I saw that too.
Funny, right?
It's
That was a good
Thursday,
one.
Joe.
What's that?
You going in tomorrow, or you working from home?
Oh, it's just working from home. Our office is closed for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The world headquarters in Milford?
Yeah.
Joe, did you take me up on that lettuce and tomato suggestion?
I sent you the flagpole. I didn't hear anything.
Better to do that anonymously, I think, Joe.
Pink slip came back down the flagpole.
Really short flagpole.
What's the situation in Connecticut? You guys cannot go in? Like, what's the deal?
Attorneys are essential for some reason, so I'm golden.
Really?
I have no idea why.
Wow.
Yes, I've been
What
going in
if-
pretty much every day.
What if you worked in a
Court's
big
open?
office with tons of people in it?
I think that's still okay. I mean, I guess the question is, what about non-attorney staff and
It sounds like
administrative?
a conspiracy to get rid of attorneys.
Are you meeting with clients? Or you have cases? Like, there's no courts aren't open, are they?
Courts have been on hiatus since St. Patrick's Day, which I think was like a Tuesday, but like the Monday before St. Patrick's Day, everyone's worried about not everyone, but mortgage payments and everything, but foreclosures they put on being held in abeyance for even before they close down the court. You can still file things. So, everything's filed electronically, like in federal court, Joe,
Oh,
or Aaron, or John.
I don't.
But the rest of us don't care about how things are filed.
No.
I don't care. Why the hell should you
I don't
guys
even
care?
care. Dan.
It's like, what the fuck? I got to care about this shit? But it's weird because,
Nikki's been filing briefs almost every day electronically.
but you know, at least I don't do anything in federal court, in superior court, in state court. You know, there's all these motions pending, but there's no dates, there's no dockets, there's no short calendars. So it's going to be just like a total shitstorm, I guess, when things start up.
For the next 5 years.
It's going to be.
Yeah, well, probably.
Especially
So-
when Putin like hacks into all that and changes all the wording of all your contracts.
That's funny. I'd be more concerned about Joe's subway contracts than my contracts. Hopefully he's got some fail-proof security there.
Yeah.
Then we'll be having the lettuce and tomato.
That's right.
It's all
What about you guys? What do you, I mean, as far
I
as
got more ideas.
We'll start advertising like a foot-long borscht sandwich. Like, what?
beets?
comrade.
You know, borscht is soup, right?
Yes.
That was my idea. That was my idea.
I'll give you credit happily, Dave.
Soup sandwich.
Combines the two instead of soup and sandwich. Soup sandwich.
Soup sandwich.
It's
You,
just
you had to get a very firm, waterproof roll, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Work.
it's good for these trying times.
You got to eat it really fast.
So back.
Yeah, exactly. Like a soup sandwich.
I want to hear the best pop song entries.
Oh yeah.
So I had a really difficult time with this because I had
So
too many.
did I. Not only just picking
Yeah,
one,
that's
but
a tough
defining the
one.
genre.
Well, so that's my question for you, for
Yeah.
my musically inclined friends here who have different tastes all over the place. So like pop is like, I started shying away from like Motown, but is it like a rock band or I just went for like absolute like pure pop song?
My number one's a Motown song, and I thought about that, but it's a pretty poppy Motown song.
Well, I have like 6 on my list, and I was like, oh my god, they're all like crusher songs.
I
Great.
have runner-ups too, so I'm thinking about I have one and then like 2, maybe 3 or 4 kind of also in consideration.
I
Is
think
your
pop,
number
to
one-
me, pop is radio friendly. It's got to be a radio friendly song.
I always
Is your
thought of
number
pop
one-
as
That's what I
like,
was thinking about. How do you define it? How do you?
I always thought of it as being
It's
very
hard.
of a certain time. So it works for like
Yeah.
a moment in time, and then it's
See,
a historical thing.
I think
Really?
I think I know what John's saying, and I agree. But then I'll play the lawyer, devil's advocate. Like Guns N' Roses was radio friendly because it was on the radio constantly.
That's not.
Yeah.
And I know I don't think it's pop either.
No.
2 guitar forward.
No,
2 guitar
being
centric.
on the radio all the time is not.
Yeah,
to
like
me, is different.
Stairway to Heaven is obviously not a pop song.
Right.
But yeah, your point's well taken. It's
You know
not
what I mean?
popular. Like pop is short
Come
for
on.
popular, right?
If there's a
Right.
bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. Come on, that's like classic pop lyrics.
Yes,
Sing
it just
along
rolls
with
off
me.
the tongue.
Yeah,
Something
I
everybody can
think
sing along
it's
to.
got to be radio friendly. It's got to be something that you, to me, you can sing along to. Like, I mean, I sing along to Highway to Hell, but that's not a pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's like an earworm.
And almost every Tom Petty song. It's not pop.
Oh.
Right.
I wouldn't put Tom.
Well,
Petty
1 or
in
2,
pop.
probably close.
Really?
First
No.
record, Damn the Torpedoes.
No, pop.
That was a little more rock oriented. That sounded a lot like the Rolling Stones, I thought.
Look, the word pop just means popular, right?
Correct.
So if a lot of people like it, it's a pop song.
I don't know. I guess I'm coming around to Aaron's that Tom Petty is more rock than pop.
Wait, if it's a song by a guy who goes by the king of pop. is
Well,
it
that's what I was
necessarily a
thinking.
pop
But,
song?
but that's like R&B, But like
I
Billie
know.
Jean is like the quintessential, like super popular, made $1 bajillion. But I was thinking.
Yeah, but is it the best?
No, I don't know if it's the best. I don't.
Actually, guys, I think it's good if we disagree on the category. It just gives us more to give each other shit about, and we'll get a more diverse set of choices, right?
The really big question is, what's the best pop song?
Why did you throw out Motown as not pop?
I don't know, man, and I love
I
Motown.
think it is. I think
But
it's
that's a
do too.
radio
I think
Yeah.
it is too.
sing along. I mean,
That was
that's
Barry
the
Gordy's
epitome. To
idea
me,
to
that's the
have-
epitome of pop.
So
to have
John,
black music that white people played on the radio. So I know
Right.
what you're saying. I
It's
thought
like
about
most.
that too.
It's like most of all music.
right. So John, I don't know why I said that. It's just like I was thinking about it, but yet one of the songs on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 songs that I couldn't decide
Wow,
is
I brought one.
is ABC by the Jackson 5.
That
That'll
is
work.
yes.
It's a
You know
pop
what I
song.
mean? That's
That's up there.
yeah.
That's
You know
up
what I mean?
there.
That's like
I think it's a pop song. So Bob, you have the floor. Dave, you tell Bob he has the floor. You're the
Floor,
host.
Bob.
Where's
Dave?
Such-
I,
you're
I
like
want
a
to say one
wizard.
thing.
I don't have to have the floor.
I ended up doing the same thing. And then I realized, I think the thing that really defines it for me, it has to be a song that grabs you right away
Yeah.
Oh,
and that
okay.
you recognize right away. And that's why I ended up coming up with narrowing it down to Satisfaction.
I don't think that's a pop song. I don't think that's a pop song. Yeah, that's not a pop song.
I
don't think
agree
so
with
either.
Mike. That ain't no
Yeah,
pop song.
it's based on a guitar riff. That's not really a pop song.
Yeah, but it's very popular.
It is, but
I
we
think it was pretty
decided that-
popular. I think it was
Has
pretty
been
popular.
for 40 years.
So guys, it's a big tent. I think
Okay.
we let
It's a fucking circus tent, man.
If you told Mick Jagger that it's a pop song, he'd kick you in the just saying.
And he wouldn't miss because they're so
After counting his money, but I think Keith would definitely disagree it's a pop song. But
That-
you know, I think
That
Miss
skinny
was a
little
pop
fucking
song.
crawls way up my leg and I just fling him off.
Now here, how about this? I think "Miss You" is a pop song.
Yep.
It's also a disco song, but I thought about "Miss You" as being one of the few Rolling Stones songs that's a pop song.
Okay, the one.
What about Emotional Rescue?
The one.
Well, yeah, that period, like "Emotional Rescue" and
But Missy was a
"Some
huge hit.
Girls."
Why? Because he sings in a falsetto? That's
Yeah.
what
Because
makes
it was a
pop
huge
song?
hit.
No, because it's based upon the singing.
You know?
It's got a catchy chorus, and there's no guitar solo. I don't think pop songs are based upon guitars or instruments. It's like singing and choruses.
The
Yeah,
melody.
I think the Rolling Stones song that comes close to a pop song is "Start Me Up."
Mm.
That's definitely a pop song.
I mean, to me, it's more of a pop song. It's the most pop song of Rolling Stones.
I was gonna say "Gimme Shelter" is my favorite Stones song, but I'm not sure
Not a
that's
pop
a
song.
pop song.
That's a great song.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a pop song.
Dan, you said something about timeliness, or it was
Yeah,
only of a certain time. Like, what is?
It like
60s,
it
70s.
comes out. It might not be the most
Excuse me,
amazing
sorry.
song, but for some reason just clicks with a moment. I don't know. That's what I think of as a pop.
Like,
song.
give me an example.
I'm going
I
with
don't know,
Megan Trainor.
Like when Madonna was like just breaking through. What was her "Celebrate" or whatever that crap was?
That was a good song.
Holiday,
Celebrate good
yeah.
or Holiday. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I had probably 3 or 4.
Shining Star.
yeah, that stuff.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
I was gonna say Prince, 1999 is probably a pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I
A lot of
Doves
pop
Cry.
songs, virgin R&B, I guess.
When
Or
Doves
soul.
Cry.
So, Bob, what's your favorite pop song?
You want to hear the
Oh,
list I
ABC?
had?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
hear
I
the
want to
list.
hear the list.
Oh, the
Start
list,
from number 7 and work your way to number 1.
There's no particular order because
Oh.
as I was thinking. So Bye Bye Love, Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Like,
that's a great song.
melody, right?
Yeah.
Sugar Sugar by the Archies, instantly recognizable. 3 freaking chords,
Yeah.
great harmonies, right?
that's a really good song.
ABC, God Only Knows by the Beach Boys.
I thought about that too. Yeah.
Daydream Believer, Monkeys.
Oh, brother.
I like that song. No, that's a good song.
See that I could take away that because it's mostly manufactured. Like it was like
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I
So
think
it's-
most pop songs are, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, all the Motown's just a band
by
with
committee.
a house band.
but not I don't know. There was something about the Monkees that was very commercial that wasn't
Yeah.
I feel like Motown was commercial but not like geared to be commercial, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I
you're
like a lot of the Monkees songs.
100% right. But to me, it's like it's just a good song. I don't care. Like, I mean, Monkeys, Neil Diamond wrote.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
That might make
Right.
it more pop. If it's like
Yeah, it was just
manufactured.
brill
Yeah.
building. So the other ones are "Never My Love" by The Association, which is a slower ballad.
Oh, that's a good song. Yeah.
It's a great song, great melody. And then "Close to You" by the Carpenters.
That's gay, Bob.
That's just gay. That's not pop. That's gay.
That's totally pop. That song
No.
was a huge hit.
We're gonna go Carpenters. I'm gonna say top of the world, but you know.
That
Yeah,
also is a.
yeah.
Actually, John, to be honest with you, I had a hard time choosing because they have 2 or 3 that are just like,
How about
Like,
Superstar, Bob?
dude. Again, it's hard to.
That's
What
a
about
good-
what
I
about
could've
that
gra-
Coke commercial?
I could have grabbed
Like
5
you
more.
buy the
yeah,
world
like
of
Teach the
Coke.
world to sing, yeah.
Yeah.
Hilltop Singers, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, you know what? That opens up the door for me for Helen Reddy then. I wasn't going to include her, but
Yeah.
Helen Reddy.
Wide
That's
open.
bold.
What, Delta Dawn or I Am
Wide
Woman?
open.
I
Captain
am
and Tennille.
woman, hear me roar.
My mom had that album.
I love
Love-
that song.
Love will keep us together.
Mm,
Oh, that's a great
That's
song.
Captain
Dude, that's a-
Tennille, isn't it?
Tennille?
that's
No.
Yeah.
We probably should have gone with guilty pleasure songs. Maybe that's
I was thinking about doing that for next week.
Yeah,
We should.
that's-
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
You
Oh,
know
yeah.
who wrote "Love Will Keep Us Together" is
That's a great category. That's
Neil
a great.
Sedaka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just
he
playing
was
with each
hot
other.
then.
yeah.
We have to be not unwilling to embarrass ourselves. Be most
Absolutely.
pleasure. Okay.
Oh, I think the
Well-
goal is to embarrass yourself to the maximum.
I'm absolutely not gonna embarrass myself. There's no way.
I'm in.
That's too much to ask.
I know, with a 3 point to that. Honest to God, so I have a Spotify playlist that's called Guilty Pleasures. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably like 20 tunes that I have that are like that.
I
And
put a
Love Will
Guilty
Keep Us
Pleasure
Together is
my
on
top
it,
Pop song
and-
list.
Oh, I'm going to bust them out next week. I got a
great.
lot that I'm very embarrassed
So-
about, and I'm going to humiliate myself. over
No,
it.
dude, there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Next week, go ahead. You know, whatever works for you.
Fabulous. So what else does everybody have on? What does everyone else have on
It's
their list?
raining men. Hallelujah.
Oh, remind me to tell you a story about that. It's very funny.
Oh boy.
All right,
Almost
well,
there
let's,
might be on the
very-
keyboard.
No, no,
Let's-
it's very
Nevada?
funny.
let's do the pop songs then. Let's finish out.
Yeah.
So Bob gave his pop songs. Mike, what are your pop songs?
Okay, so kind of following the process. No, it's not just one. Bob had a bunch, so I figured.
You set a precedent.
Well, I had to think about the Beatles because the Beatles are my favorite band. So the Beatles almost too many, more a process of elimination. But I went with Hey Jude,
Yeah.
which is kind of long. It's on the long,
Too long.
side, but it's got
Yeah,
that
but
great chorus.
anybody can sing along with nah,
It's
nah,
got,
nah, 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 nah.
it's got all kinds of hooks. Then I thought
Yeah.
Elton John. Elton John's another one. It's like, especially his
Yeah.
early stuff.
You
Yep.
made a lot, yeah.
I went with Rocket Man,
Yep.
Great song, dude. Oh,
which is
Jesus.
great. Another great sing along.
I would have said Crocodile Rock, but I'll go with Rock.
Well, I thought about that too. And then with the Beach Boys, and actually this kind of goes along with what Bob was saying. This is my favorite Beach Boys song, but they didn't write it. It's traditional, so I kind of
Oh,
worked
I know
against
what you're doing.
with Sloop John B.
Yeah,
fucking
it's a
love
great
that
song.
They didn't write
Really
it.
good
Who
song.
wrote it?
It's like an old Bahama, it's like a folk
don't know.
song, like a Caribbean.
Oh, I didn't
folk
realize that.
song.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought, like Bob had a couple of one-hit wonders. I went with Looking Glass. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl.
Oh, that's a great song, dude. Great
Hey,
song.
I always forget who sang that.
That was my dog's name, so I had to go with that. That always had a personal connection. My number one, and this goes back to Bob too, with Motown, was Tears of a Clown.
Oh, that's a dude. Pagliacci. How do you get Pagliacci into a song? A pop
The
song?
lyrics
That's
are
like genius.
absolutely unbelievable. So let me just, and I Googled the lyrics. So, I don't. What did you say? I'm getting shit.
Yeah, you deserve it.
The lyrics, but he does. There is where he actually talks about how do you pronounce it, Bob?
I think it's Pagliacci, the opera singer.
Pagliacci did. I try to keep my sadness hid, smiling in the public eye, but in my lonely room I cry the tears of a clown when there's no one around.
That's sad.
Too sad.
Wait, talk
be
to us
Bob.
about this Pagliacci. I never
Fucking
knew about that
sad,
lyric,
man.
and I don't know what it means.
I think
Sounds
it's an
like-
opera. He's some Italian dude who wrote opera.
Pagliacci's that clown, right, from the opera.
Yeah.
Opera clown.
You know, with
Not the
tears
rodeo
of
clown.
desire or
Right,
something.
Opera clown.
Like
Yeah.
a rodeo
But
clown.
it's got a great hook. It's got a great. Stevie Wonder wrote the music. Smokey Robinson wrote the lyrics.
You
So
guys are bending the genre and not playing by the rules of one song.
how is that in the genre? Because he's a person of color.
Yes.
Aaron is signing off right now. We
Um,
can protest.
Leave meeting.
No black people. No black songs allowed.
I have a sort of black person on my list.
How's that
Aaron,
mean?
your volume's kind of low tonight.
I know my fucking thing's not working, but sorry, that's as good as I got.
That's a little
If
bit
you're
better.
gonna talk
Okay.
shit like that, maybe it's for the bet.
Yeah. How do you
All right,
get
who wants to go next?
I want to hear Aaron.
Well,
wanna
I
hear
only
Aaron,
have
too.
I only have one.
Good. Let's hear it.
And I have my guilty pleasure in the background, which I'm going to start with because I want to get that out of the way.
No,
No, that's next
No,
week.
it's for next week.
Oh, save it.
But it might be on both lists.
We've got to go to the judges for that.
Hey,
All right, so I'll give you mine. I got it's by the king of pop, and it's Don't
Billy
Stop
Joel?
Till You Get Enough.
Billy
Oh,
Joel. Oh,
that's a good song. Great
That's a
song.
great song. But I don't know if a lot of people
Hmm.
know that though. That's the thing.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
If you
No,
could
you
not-
know it. I know it.
If
I
you
learned
could
how
not
to-
dance to that or sing to that,
You like the falsetto, don't you?
I do.
That's
You
a,
like the falsetto.
That's a killing
And
groove
now
on
I
that
think
song.
you understand why it's by kind of a black person.
Yeah. Well, he was at one point.
He was at one
Mostly
point,
black when he wrote that. so.
and now not.
He was his blackness was declining rapidly.
You can say that about Smokey Robinson too, I think, but
That's true. That's
So,
for other reasons.
hey, I just put a link in the chat. It's a book I'm reading now, which is like pretty timely, based on this conversation. It's really interesting. It's all the stories. It's called Anatomy of a Song, and it's
Very long title with all those equals and slash.
yes, I know it's crazy. Not good for marketing a book. It's the oral history of 45 iconic hits that changed rock, R&B, and pop. It's a really
Really?
cool read. Yeah,
Nice.
fascinating.
How did you send it? Was that a text?
No, in the chat.
All right. So, John, do you have one song or like 7 songs?
Well, I had a hard time picking the era of pop songs because I thought there was 2 big eras for pop songs in my mind anyways. It was the late 60s and the late 70s. I think if you got to go with one of those eras for a pop song. I think if you're going the 50s and the 60s, Mike, it's a little early for pop. It's still I don't think the genre has fully formed. So I actually, for my 60s song, had Tears of a Clown. I actually had as well.
Got some overlap.
I agree with that.
You know, but that was I couldn't pick one because I went with the 60s, which is and that's when I was interested, Bob, in you saying how Motown wasn't a pop song because I went with the Motown song for the 60s.
So did I. That's the thing. It's like
Totally, yeah.
I know it's hard. It's really difficult to pinpoint without a doubt.
So I don't know that was my one, and then I went the Madonna route for this like 70s, early 80s. You know, that was the next big to me pop era.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
then
when we
after
came
that,
of age.
after that, it kind of all splintered. And I think the discussion about whether Tom Petty is pop and all that. I mean, it really kind of splintered. Would you consider any Journey songs pop songs? I don't.
Wheel in the sky, keep on turning.
Yeah. I mean, whatever
Don't Stop
that.
Believing is definitely a pop song.
Yes. Besides being annoying as fuck, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely pop.
So, what's the Madonna song? Did you say it?
Well, no, I went with Borderline.
Oh,
That was her first big
Good
hit.
song.
that's a good song.
I like that song.
So.
Yeah. Remember the video too.
To me, those were the two. Those were the 2 big ones. But I couldn't pick. It's hard because you want to get one. To me, when Dan said it just as of the moment or of the era, to me, you want to get one that's timeless. And I think, but I'm gonna go. So if I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with Tears of a Clown because I think that's timeless. Because when you hear it now on the radio,
Such a great song.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
So-
Smokey could write, man. Oof.
Yeah.
It's singable. It's
See, I think that turns it into a classic song, not a pop song.
But
kind
what
of
about
agree with
classic pop
that.
songs?
Well, it was pop when it came out. You know what I
It could be
mean?
both. It could be
Pop,
both.
I think you got to dance a little more too. You got to be, And Tears of a Clown doesn't really do that for me.
No, but the clown is crying, so it's all good.
You're white.
You're dancing
I
to
know
it.
what
I
you're
am
saying.
not, Bob. Don't
So
say
you're
that.
thinking it should be almost like a throwaway kind of thing?
No, it sticks in your head because it like matches to this moment, and like it's intertwined with that historical period somehow, and
Like-
that's why it becomes classic.
If somebody,
People
well, if it's
remember it.
classic, doesn't that mean it kind of carries over?
Yeah,
I mean, like
it does.
Irv Pinsky EQ band behind you.
Exactly.
But see, I don't think I fully appreciated or considered Elton John because I think he's like, although Michael's the king of pop, I think.
I mean, it's
last.
He just wrote so many songs, great
Yeah,
freaking
Elton
tunes.
John,
man.
I totally.
Elton
forgot
John
about.
was a
He's-
pop machine.
but it's
He's
interesting that we can't define what pop is because it's really like popular is popular. It's like popular. A lot of people like it, and
I do think it's got to be danceable. I do agree with that, though.
yeah.
I would dance to Tears of a Clown.
I was gonna say, what kind of dance?
I'll dance with you.
I'm so sad. My tears are coming out.
Give me a kiss.
It's
I
not
don't
a
know if
sad.
that's
It's not
sad
a
song.
right. It's
It's
lyrics
the
are
bass line.
sad, but
It's got a great bass line. And actually, another good thing is that there's a great cover version by the English Beat, right?
The
On
English
their
Beat,
first
yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, good one.
I think that kind of helps that the song is like coverable and it actually translates.
Clown. Yeah.
I actually don't like that song that much.
Yeah, Ranking Roger.
I find that an intro to be annoying.
Oh, that's the best part of the song.
It's fucking annoying.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, you have like My Girl, which is a really slow, but like that bass line, that as soon as someone hears it, it's like, okay, well, I know what the song is, and it's slow,
Yep.
people dance to it. That's definitely a pop song.
Yep.
I don't think it's the best. What about like Hall & Oates? They just crushed for like a decade.
Pop for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Rich
Yeah,
Girl.
they had a
Dude, for
Girl,
like a
Sarah.
decade, they just cranked them out.
Yeah, what about Fleetwood Mac? Rumors. That was like the
Oh,
most
yeah.
popular album ever.
Yeah.
The album was like a pop song.
You Can Go Your Own Way, I was thinking.
Yeah. What about the Go-Go's? Our Lips Are Sealed.
oh man,
When that
Yeah.
song hit, it was like everybody. That song was everywhere. It was like the pop song.
It's a
Dan,
great
you're
bass line.
leaking. For me, you're leaking into next week. I'm sorry.
I didn't say I liked it. I
But
just-
sorry, the leaking into next week is very funny.
Joke.
Dude, I've been leaking all over every week.
Yeah, Joe. We heard from Joe yet on the pop song?
No, Joe's eating a lettuce and tomato sandwich.
Joe's like Frank Zappa, Peaches and Regalia.
Yeah.
To be a pop song, it has to be obscure. Nobody knows it. So, guys, one of the first things that came into my head ended up being my choice, and I kept thinking of other songs and saying, "Is it a better pop song?" And I couldn't really convince myself that anything was better than "Yesterday" by the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider that. But that's sad too, Dan, and you don't
It
like
is
sad
very
pop
sad.
songs.
Slow.
I don't know if I can go with ballads as pop songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with,
They are.
Possibly.
I don't know. I mean, yes.
It's not a pop song.
Huh?
You're telling me that's not a pop song?
It's pop. It's popular.
It's
Everybody likes it.
popular. But I don't
Can't
know.
dance
Well,
to it.
I guess I think when I think of pop song,
Yesterday.
yeah, it's coming apart.
it's
Good
a
of-
beautiful song. I mean, it's a great song.
It's an amazing song.
A
But
great
I'm not
melody.
sure it's pop
Jesus.
either, but I have no idea what pop is.
No
honestly.
offense, Dave. I think it's more of a pop song than Satisfaction.
Thank you very much.
Did you ever hear the leprosy version?
Oh, Jesus. I purposely avoided the Beatles because it's just too hard to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a, you remember that Supreme Court definition of pornography? I know it when I see it.
Yeah,
So maybe
yeah,
the
yeah.
pop song is I know it when I hear it.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Well,
But maybe it's in the eye of the beholder, you know?
So
I mean-
you just,
Jude, a pop song?
Who?
Hmm?
Hey Jude.
you just
Is
put
that
a
pop
thread
song?
from pop to pornography. That's very interesting. That's
I like the Wilson Pickett version of Hey Jude better.
I was just going to say, if you ever heard the Wilson Pickett version, that's
I got Muscle Shoals on my Pandora. I listen
Oh,
to it
here's
all.
another one.
That's the one that's got like, it's like Dwayne Allman play a guitar solo on that. Am I getting mixed up?
Yes, good call. Yeah.
he played a lot of muscle.
I don't know that I've ever heard that.
Hey Jude.
Oh,
Here's
it's
another
amazing.
one, Bob. You ever hear the Wilson Pickett version of Sugar Sugar?
No, I've heard the Wilson Pickett
Check.
of is it Satisfaction or no? It's Otis Redding.
No, that's Otis Redding.
Redding.
Yeah, Wilson Pickett also did Sugar Sugar.
Really?
I will seek that out. It's
But
such
it's
a
not a
funny
pop
dude.
song. When he sings it, it's not a pop song.
Of course not.
It's a total soul song. But you know, so Wilson Pickett and Otis Redding did a version of Satisfaction. And I don't know if it was on a studio album, but he did it at
Monterey Pops. Yeah.
Which
Is that
means
a
it
pop
must be a
song?
pop song.
I still don't think it's a pop song.
He did it at the Pops.
I think it is on
Well,
the studio
Hendrix and the
record. I
Who were
think
at
I
the
heard that.
Pops too, and they're not Pops. So.
Dan, you
Come
got
on,
a
Purple
pop song?
Haze.
Is All Along the Watchtower by Hendrix a pop song?
Oh,
Not at all.
come on.
It was
Nope.
very popular.
Dave,
And all
is
those
there a way to
Bob
spend
Marley
yourself
pop
out?
I
and
can,
let us-
I can
That's
dance to
another
that.
category, Dave. For 2 weeks, best cover version, best cover song.
Oh.
By the way, that's my favorite cover song ever. But
That's a really good category, Mike.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I
so
like
I
that.
can't do All Along the Watchtower, but
Guilty
And then
pleasures.
next week it'll be like worst cover.
To me, that the cover of that is the song. Like,
yeah, I
it's-
know. The
Right.
Dylan
Yeah.
version is like kind of obscure,
right.
Yep.
Like,
which tells you how great the cover version is, I guess.
it's like, the Bruce Springsteen Blinded by the Light. It's like,
Man for Man, that's
Yeah.
true.
Right. Yeah,
Man for
no.
Man is the song.
Yeah.
What am I thinking about?
Fire.
Oh,
Pointer Scissors.
Patty
No,
Smith,
There's just-
Because of Night.
Because of Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
Did
like the
Springsteen
Springsteen
actually
better.
put that on an album?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's on. I think it's on Darkness on the Edge of Town.
No.
No. What's that on?
No, because the night he released it later, but only after it got popular.
On the river?
That wasn't on an album.
It was it was done the live version.
Yeah, I like his version better than hers.
That was Jimmy Iovine, I think, who did. I think he might have done both versions.
Yeah.
Dan,
Speaking of
what's your
Tom
list?
Petty.
Did we
All
cover
right.
everyone's? Who hasn't said their pop
Dan,
song
you
yet?
haven't given
Yeah,
your list?
Dave, you only have one pop song?
No, there was some overlapping there. So two that I'm thinking of that were not mentioned that stand out in my mind are Good Vibrations.
No,
That works. Good one.
Yep.
And there was a song, and maybe it wasn't that popular, but for some reason to me, I think I mentioned it last week, In Excess, Suicide Blonde.
Yeah, that's a good one.
it's a great song. I don't know about.
I
pop
just
song.
always
I
loved
think
that
it's a
song.
rock.
It
a
had
rock
like
tune.
every element of everything I love in a pop song.
Has harmonica too.
Yeah, really, really.
Joey Musselwhite. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Monica.
That is a great song.
I love that song.
Yeah, I would say it's not a pop song either. It's a great tune, but like John was talking about and Aaron, I don't think it's a pop tune.
What is it though? That's the thing.
It's a rock tune. It's a tune by a rock and roll band. In Excess is a rock and roll band. A great band.
Fuck this, man. I'm ending this meeting right now.
Bald guys argue about
He's,
pop
he's
songs.
like he's like all you motherfuckers are getting muted.
Wait, Dave, you picked Close to You, I thought.
That's
Oh,
next
wait.
week.
That was next week.
Or next week. Oh, sorry.
Oh, next week's
Guys.
gonna be great lists.
What's the latest year of all the songs we talked about? Nothing's after. I guess the latest would be Madonna, right?
Probably Madonna.
Donner.
I think In Excess,
84.
After the early
if
80s.
you include that.
In Excess is mid.
Yeah, that was like 88 or 89.
Yeah, the In Excess tune was probably like mid.
Say
to
that again, Joe. The mid
mid-
80s. Is it?
Mid to late 80s, I guess, was In Excess,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Late
Well, that's
80s.
only
like that.
because we stopped listening to new music because of our age. Statistically, it's not that there's
Yeah.
not a
Well,
ton
that's
of pop
'cause
tunes out there.
Because the best.
Well, see, that's when I think it all splintered. It just splintered. There's no, Taylor Swift now. I mean, she puts out all these songs that I just don't think everyone. I don't think there's a universal.
Yeah, because
what's the most recent song that's universal amongst all genres and playlists?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Beethoven's
It
Fifth.
is fragmented now.
Probably
Feel
some
like-
Taylor Swift, Katy Perry,
Like Uptown Funk. That was probably the most
I don't know. I
recent.
think it's like less splintered because there's not much of a rock scene anymore. It's all dance and
well,
pop
there used to be like one way you listen to music on the radio.
Right, no longer.
Like there was, and even if you didn't listen to that station, you heard it somewhere when someone else. was
Yeah,
playing.
but you know what? Well, I don't know, John. Your kids are older, so but my kids, they listen to stuff, and their friends seem to listen to the same things. I agree.
I only
There's
like-
Because they all pass their music around, but the kids they're not friends with aren't listening to the same music they're listening to.
My kids were only allowed to listen to my music. They weren't
I don't agree with that. I
They're
think you're
Leonard
wrong about
Skinner,
that,
and
but
That was it.
I agree that the music is not good.
And all their friends are like, "What is this Leonard Skinner shit?"
Who's Leonard?
You know,
Why
I
is he
did.
Actually did a 80s, early 80s kind of mixtape for Chase, and it had like Flock of Seagulls and
There you go.
and all this stuff. And he listened to it when he was, you know, in junior high. And one of his teachers made a reference to the, you know, Flock of Seagulls song, and he goes, "Oh, I ran so far away," and the guy was blown away.
That's so funny.
That was actually a pretty good song in hindsight.
That's good
Great
parenting,
song.
John.
You know, it's really funny.
Thank you. That was my one success.
That's good.
You know,
got
it's
it.
really funny. I just played that song for Tyler yesterday and Sean, because Sean's hair is so long now that he can almost eat it. So I was like, so we were goofing on that, and Mary Beth's like, "Oh, you should show him the picture." So you know, the guys with the freaking, he's got like it looked like a 1957 Chevy head, and my kids were laughing at it, and I ran, and I was like, "Oh, I actually saw them." They're like, She's like, "You saw?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw them play live."
Where were they, at Highlight or something?
Yeah, they opened up for the Fix.
Yeah,
There's
like
a double
100
bill.
years ago.
I think we went to that. I think we went to that show together.
Probably, yeah. I remember
Mike,
them being
even if you
good.
go on the radio, you pick a station to listen to. Like, you know, you listen to country station, you listen to classic rock, you listen to, you know, what would I guess be R&B now. But I mean, you don't hear any songs over all three of those. Like you would, I think you would. Back in the 70s and 80s, you would the 80s, you would hear a song on one that was popular in the other as well.
no, I don't think that's true. You hear like
I think that's true.
rap stuff on like the local 90s, like alternative, like what is it, 104.1. I don't know what the station call is, but they play stuff that my kids listen to on their like dance-oriented R&B station. You know, well, maybe maybe it's a regional thing, maybe not down there, but here I think there is some. I know what you're saying. There's no universal popular music, but I will say this: I think white kids listen to more black music than they ever did.
Oh, absolutely.
Because rap and hip hop overtook rock.
It's a juggernaut. But I know though John's right, because it's not regional either, because radio is it's like Clear Channel. It's all corporate. It's all algorithms. A
lot of it is, yeah.
What it's unless you go left to the dot. So like a song like Hall & Oates, I forget what tune it was. Like it was on pop radio, and then it was on urban contemporary in New York.
Because they thought they were black. Yeah.
And it was a great jam, and like Michael Jackson, vice versa, right? But now everything is really, really fractured, and because you can get your music wherever, like, I mean, my kids, like, they like, oh, we have Spotify, everything. Yeah. We listen to the radio in the car, and Tyler listens to different stuff because he plays, and he listens to what I listen to, like sort of like forced.
Which brings me to my selection, which is Old Town Road, because I had to listen to that fucking 100 times on our last road trip.
You know, I actually don't think I've ever heard that song.
It's unbelievable.
It's the biggest selling country single of all time.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Really?
Not the best country single, just the biggest.
No,
I don't think I've ever heard it either.
Bad.
It's
really?
Not bad. It's actually
okay, but
it's pretty good.
It's okay.
What's the Little Nas or something?
Yeah.
But there's so many better. There's so
and
many,
Billy Ray
so many
Cyrus.
Great like country like musicians.
Kind of just a goofy, weird thing. For some reason, it caught on. I don't get it.
Can we drink beer now?
No.
I'm gonna go grab another one. I'll be back.
Yeah, I gotta go get another one too.
Yeah.
Did anyone get any?
Hey,
did anyone get the 90-minute IPA?
No, I didn't go out. I've been out of the house, except for on the neighborhood.
No, I wasn't impressed with the first dogfish we had, so I didn't want to spend money on the other one.
Oh, the 90
Well,
minutes.
that was a 60-minute. I got the 90 because you said that you didn't like the 60.
The 90 is quite good, as I recall, and I thought the 60 was too. But last week I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like the 60 at all.
No.
If you have more than 2 beers at 9:30, are you like me and you have to get up like 4 times and pee in the middle of the night?
I am even without 2 beers. So what are you talking about?
I honestly I can't have a second beer now. I'll get up 3 times.
You only get up 4
to
times?
edit that out.
Why aren't we bald guys that imply that we're old? Everybody
Actually,
knows.
you know what? I got to get up during the night anyways. I mean,
well, yeah, but if instead of like once, it's like 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I drink,
Is that like a universal thing up in here?
yeah, I think so.
Dave and I have had this conversation. That's one thing I don't have too much of a problem with. But I sleep at most like 5.5 hours a night, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
That sounds like stress, Mike.
No, I even on weekends. Do all you guys get like 8 hours of sleep?
No.
No.
7 to 8.
6.
7. I need 7, at least 7.
Yeah, I need 7's like
I don't remember the last time I had 8 hours of sleep. 7, it's probably been a long time. But
Wow.
Okay,
just
before we open new
Uh,
beers,
Too late.
I want your impressions of the beers you just had.
Oh, it's delicious.
ones we finished?
Yeah.
Full Nelson IPA, Virginia IPA is a go-to for me, so I'm very happy with it. It's very smooth. It's but still has a little bit of a kick. I don't like too much of a kick. To me, a lot of the IPAs are too bitter. And this one's good.
Okay, now the question that I asked last week was if 2 beers had a baby, and that was the baby, what 2 beers would form that?
That's
beer?
really actually. I was thinking about that question. It's too hard of a question, Dave.
Yeah. Next.
Is it?
It's
Yeah.
really. It's a great idea, but it's too
Well,
hard.
some
What
oddities.
about
What's
a
it
beer
similar
that's
to?
similar?
Yeah, that's what I would. That's
Mm.
probably.
Is
I
there
guess-
That'll work.
See, my issue is I drink too much local beer. There's so many breweries down here. I'm gonna say this is
Not a problem.
it's similar to there's a brewery down here called Star Hill, and this is they also make a pale ale that's really good called
Yeah.
Northern.
okay?
We'd
Well,
just make it up, and we'd have no basis for it.
yeah. How
I don't know what to
how
say.
about this then?
I don't get all your crazy can-looking beers up there.
If so, because potentially this could be
Yes.
something that people from other regions would be watching.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be interesting to people if you compared it to a beer that they might be familiar with.
So, John, what beer in Kentucky is that beer like?
Or West Virginia.
This isn't working.
If you tell us the goal of what you want to happen, we can figure that out.
We want
so-
everybody to drink more beer.
Yeah, we want
Are you-
everybody to drink more beer. So if they're like, oh, I'm going to go to Virginia this summer or next summer actually because I can't go anywhere right now, and I'm going to think about drinking a local beer there. I want to try something local, but I don't want it to be something that I don't like. Maybe it'll be similar to something that I do like, and I
So
have
you're
tried.
thinking like Spotify. If you like this, then you'll
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Where is
Yeah.
this person's sense of adventure?
The beer
See,
algorithm.
I would like, but the issue I'm having with that, Dave, is like Aaron will say, "I really love this beer; it's the greatest," but I have no way of getting it. So I mean,
That's not true. There's a beer exchange.
Ooh, the
Wait,
beer.
what?
There's a beer exchange. They actually there's a
Yeah.
website. And
Yeah.
what they do is they deliver beer from other regions to you. So if you're curious about Trillium, they'll say, "Oh, we'll send you some Trillium."
okay, well, I would love to.
I don't know if I knew about that.
Yeah, me neither. Interesting.
That's cool.
How much does it cost? Is it
I don't know.
expensive?
I gotta find out. I actually wrote to them asking them if they would sponsor the show.
You should get a VIG for that little shout out, Dave.
And they got back to you?
They sent me like an auto thing that had like how I can buy all these specialty glasses.
Probably nobody read your
Like
Right.
reading
Yeah.
glasses or drinking glasses.
You got a great idea there, Dave. Except you
The
give
beer
us
goggles.
Except what?
except you give us money.
Yeah. I thought that would be
Fine.
kind of cool.
That
That would be
cool.
good.
Yeah.
No, I
that's
would.
good.
I mean, it'd be great if it was some way to easily say, okay, wow, Aaron really made that beer sound delicious. I'd like to have one. How do I get it?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to broadcast any of this stuff, are you?
Well, not
3
tonight's.
Three
Actually, the
weeks in.
first night we did it was really good. There was like a half hour worth of
Seriously?
Really? The first
Better than
night?
last week.
yeah.
I was thinking last week would have been better.
I
Last week's-
haven't actually looked at last week's yet. I was just
Well, Dave, we're not going to keep zooming these calls until you look at the past ones. I'm sorry.
Wasn't
well, I
that
did the first. I'm doing it in order.
I want you
You're
to
gonna get
me free
behind.
Trillium, Dave. If you can get
We
me
wanna
free
binge
Trillium,
watch
I'll do
the-
this.
I want free Trillium too.
Yeah.
I want a case of Trillium sent to my house, and then I can review it.
Stat.
trillion ever.
I'll wear a Trillium T-shirt.
Every trillion ever.
I'll get one of those hats with the 2 beer cans on it and drink them out of a straw.
Watch Dan pass out. In this
If you can get that, on a 3-corner hat, I'm in.
One in each corner.
Dude, that would be so perfect.
It looked like Bob and Aaron gave each other a high five, by the way.
I could make one.
Yeah, that was awesome. Other way.
Oh, I like that. Like,
Yeah, totally. It really did. Nice. Cool.
All right, so Aaron, the last beer, the trains under planes, under people, under boats.
Dave, get it right. It's plane over car over train over boat.
Yes.
Recaro.
So what is a quadruple IPA? Like what is that? What are we tasting with a quadruple
my
IPA?
God. It's like cutting into a meal. It's unbelievable. It's like it fills your mouth, it fills your gullet.
what's going on in the background?
What am I hearing in the background?
Somebody else is talking, so I figured I'd let him have the floor.
It's like none blacker than black.
Turn off
Turn your
the
TV down.
Mike.
Whoever
Come
has their
on.
TV on.
You hear some?
Yeah.
There we go.
What the hell's going on? What are we watching?
Ghosted.
I don't know.
Joe's
You guys hear
watching
something?
TV.
What
Mike,
is that?
that's you. Mike,
They're
that's
laughing.
you.
Is that the girls in your house, Mike?
Yes.
They're upstairs.
I can hear the high-pitched voices.
Anyway, it's really good, Dave. It's like full-bodied. It's not too hoppy. It's got a nice mixture, a nice taste. It's not too citrusy. It's unbelievable. It's really. One of the
I am
better
curious
beers I've
how they make a quad. I don't even know what a double is. What does that mean? They brew it twice? Or?
had. I think so. There's some kind of like process they go through more than one time.
I think it means it's like double hopped.
What is that?
That's what I
the
thought.
Stage of
So
the
they-
brewer.
So like they add like another as it's cooking, they will add another like another iteration of hops during the brew process.
It's gotta be
I
more
believe.
malt though, because the malt is what makes the alcohol, and they're always higher alcohol, right?
Yeah. More
Yeah.
alcohol too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that was
more
the
of everything,
opinion.
I
Might be
guess.
both or more sugar.
More.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they just dump some grain alcohol in the vat.
Maybe.
I'll ask them that.
I think you should. That would be a good segment.
It's a little
Will you
scientific.
just dump grain alcohol in your beer?
Okay,
Is that
moving-
allowed?
So I'm
Who's
guessing
like an expert, Dave?
the next iteration would be like an octave,
I guess.
whatever.
I've never
IPA.
heard of a quadruple IPA.
No, a quadruple's
That's the
like
first
way
for me.
out there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the highest I've ever had.
Yeah.
I would think that would be super bitter.
It's not.
I like bitter,
It's not.
not too
Not
much.
bitter.
No, not at all.
I don't think it's the bitterness. I think when you like an IPA, like so, like John was saying, he had to pay. Like this is an amber ale. It's like 6%. When you get the IPAs, the DIPAs, right? Double IPAs are like the 9 or 10. Quadruple, it's the alcohol content. So I think what Joe was saying is it's got to be it's
More
either
malt.
malt and or sugars added to the brew.
You don't add sugar. I mean, sugar comes from
right? Because that's an adjunct.
Well, I
would
mean,
be-
yeah, the sugars, so that the yeast will be eating more of the
Yeah.
sugar and create more of an alcohol,
right.
more of an ABV.
It's too chemistry.
We need
Just
Bill
like the
Nye.
taste.
Where is he?
He's off being science guy.
I bet you he likes beer. Come on.
Did anybody get the Dales?
No, I've had that's like a Dale's Pale Ale is like it's everywhere.
Is it?
The Dales.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never had it before.
I've never seen it.
It's like
Really?
a camping
Little
beer.
Colorado beer, Dale's.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, I had it.
Oscar Blues.
Yeah, Oscar
Yeah.
Blue.
Colorado.
Is it any good? Describe it.
It's a pale ale.
It's pretty light.
It was one of the first like micro beers or brews in a can, right? Weren't they like known for pushing cans early on?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they are part of
If you
the
will.
Canarchy
Yeah.
group.
Right, because
Oh.
in the beginning, it was like, oh, if a beer is in a can, it's like
Yeah.
equals Budweiser kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that
Right.
it didn't have any off flavors and all that other silliness.
It's like
So does
wine.
everyone have a second beer or no? Who doesn't have a second beer?
I don't have a second beer.
Why? You're a fucking artist.
Dan wakes up in the middle of the night to pee pee.
Aren't you supposed to be drunk and just like?
Dude,
you know-
are you not familiar with the theme of this show? Did I not make that abundantly clear?
I'm wondering how
Hello?
Aaron and
Hello?
Bob are having their second beer.
Mike, that looks yummy. What is that?
Jeez.
This is a Connecticut local Winterfest. This is from leftover from the previous season.
Winter.
Back East Brewery 6.5.
Yeah, back east is good, man.
Brewed with local honey and cinnamon. It's really good. It's supposed to be like a winter warmer kind of thing.
Honey and
the
cinnamon. That
alcohol's
sounds
not-
intriguing.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
really-
that's like drinking pancake syrup. That's no good.
So now I would be interested in drinking that, but I have no way of getting it.
That's not true, John. You can get it. I'm
Should
going
I
to hook you up with the
describe
beer
like-
exchange.
Send me the link for the beer exchange.
We're going to get you
the
this damn
genealogy.
thing.
Actually,
Oh.
John, it's much easier than that. Mike boxes one up and goes to UPS and sends one in the mail. You don't need any
I'm
beer
on it.
exchange.
But then
I'm
I can't
so-
touch it
so
for like
happy.
4 days to get all the COVID out of it.
This is true.
Yeah, but I put the COVID in with the love, John.
I know, but there's no guarantee there's COVID from anywhere else.
Little loogie with COVID.
I was thinking about if I drive to Maine, how am I going to stop and get gas without like stopping at New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, anywhere?
You're screwed, man.
I think it's going to be like Mad Max. I'm going to have all these gas cans in my trunk.
No, dude, stop in Jersey. You can't pump your own gas. Perfect.
That's
You
true.
know, just-
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let the
I don't know. I
pre-COVID
still have to
guy-
roll down the window, give him my card.
No. Keep the window rolled up and give him the finger.
Just drive off, John.
I'm gonna get the big rig from Mad Max. That's what I decided.
there you go.
I'm not paying you, you COVID motherfucker.
Hey, by the way, I know we did movies last week, but the most recent Mad Max movie with Charlize Theron,
I still haven't seen
I
it.
love
Is it
her.
good?
God,
that was
I
a
love her.
good freaking movie. That was really good.
I
Anyone
haven't
else
seen
see
it.
that?
Really?
I have not
No.
seen it yet. I want to see it.
It held its own with like the first two. It was really good. Yeah.
Really?
It was yeah.
She's
I thought that was fantastic. And I love Charlize Theron.
Oh,
Yeah, she's good.
Is
Oh,
that
my
free
God.
on Netflix or do you have to pay for it?
It's not on Netflix, or I would have seen it.
I watch it on HBO, so I'm surprised it's not on Netflix. It's
No, it's
not on
came out
Netflix.
like 2 or 3
Oh,
years ago.
HBO. Oh, excuse me.
Premium cable. Yeah, premium cable.
We just subscribed to Disney Plus. We got
you're one of the
Nice. Oh, there's.
all the Mandalorian episodes.
I think I told you last week. I use this for all my profile pictures at
Oh,
work.
dude, it's the best. That's awesome. Talk
It's
about
a
like
little,
being
little intense.
talk about being pigeonholed as an actor, though. It's like, oh no, you're that dude. Yeah, no.
What
No
about the
sensitive-
one that got his fingers cut off by the boomerang?
Yeah, no sensitive role for you.
No. Do you remember there was like some movie with Robert Downey Jr. and the guy from Aliens, Bill Paxton,
Bill Paxton's great.
and then it was like a mid '80s like teen rom-com type thing. I don't even know remember the
Porky's?
name of it. But these guys from this Mad Max movie all showed up as the bad guys.
That's funny.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what it was called.
Like they use the same costumes and everything.
It was they rolled up in motorcycles. They were all in the same exact. It was the guy who got his fingers cut off. It was this guy. It was
They're just like, we could just
you know
use
that
these
bald
costumes
guy
again.
who was really it was hilarious. It was the one. I think it was the one with weird. Was it Weird Science where they brought the girl? They got the girl.
Kelly LeBron.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yes, Kelly LeBrock.
Madon.
Yeah.
Mm.
They were all in this.
Bill Paxton was the older brother, right?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly
Oh.
the movie.
I'll take your VCR for starters.
I don't know. I was flipping around. I was watching, and then this guy showed up. I was like, "Holy shit!" That he did another movie besides this one.
I hear a
That's funny.
casting director somewhere saying, not that guy, someone like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Too late. We already bought the pizza for him.
Like every motorcycle gang part he got.
Pizza for him.
Yeah, we did movies last week, but the whole, I don't know, what was it, Friday night? It was going around the top 5 movies.
Yeah.
And then someone said, no, not the movies you watch the most, the best movies. And I was like, you watch the best movies the most. What? I don't understand.
Same
No, I
thing.
like to watch the worst movies more often.
Well, like, whenever Saving Private Ryan comes on, I'll watch it. I mean, so to me, that's one of the top 5 movies. Like,
How
I don't
often
know.
is it on?
Oh,
It's on a lot.
Yeah, that movie is.
It's not on
the first-
network.
Handle that, actually.
The first 10 minutes of that movie are very intense.
I haven't
Oh, yeah.
watched. I haven't watched that movie since the first time I saw it.
You're kidding.
No, it's too intense for me. I
Really?
I got really high right before going into that movie.
Oof,
It was
bad
a mind
idea.
Fuck.
not the right movie for that. I don't
What's
think.
his name's in that? Who's really great? Who was in Heat? Is his name Tom something? He was like
Sizemore, yeah.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
Hot mess that guy is.
He had
so
a lot
good
of
an
drug
actor.
problems. Yeah.
Yes, hot mess, but such a great actor, man. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. That had
Hot
that
mess in
had
what
a
way?
test.
Is he dead?
Oh, dude, like domestic violence, drugs, all kinds of shit.
Hardcore
It's like-
drugs.
He was like Heidi Fleiss's boyfriend, like real boyfriend.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you know,
my.
I think he's in some jail time. He's like, yeah, he's had some diversions in his career.
Anyways, to me, a great movie is one you want to watch all the time. So I didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
understand that distinction. Whoever made it.
Well, you could have like busty, lusty virgins or shit like that. So you watch it a lot. Is it a great movie?
Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Dave,
David.
I take it back then.
certain scenes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you pick up on the nuances that you didn't catch the first 500 times.
Sirs.
You know,
You
your
only
eyes
watch
were rolling back in your head. You didn't see it.
You
Wasn't
only
paying
ever get
attention.
25 minutes into it, though.
Yeah, really.
You don't watch that part.
That movie's the best for the first 4.5 minutes.
It's getting less and less, though. I enjoy the smaller and smaller segments.
Oh, God. Is this going to make the final cut?
None of this is.
None of this.
Good record.
Yeah.
God.
Dan, who are you texting?
I was sorry. I was looking for a picture of Tom Sizemore.
He's always looks crazed, too. He's got that, like, crazy wide-eyed, like, yeah, like, I just did 3 lines, man. Are we ready to shoot?
I'm sure he did.
There's no doubt.
Johnny, you have a sponsorship with Guinness going on you're not telling us about?
I love Guinness.
You got a little bit of inside.
Yes.
Guinness is tasty.
If you guys, I didn't realize this till we went to Ireland a couple of years ago, but the Guinness in Ireland is different than the Guinness in the United States.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah?
They
That's
have to sweeten it up for the United States palate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's made of all different. It's made completely differently. So
A Bloody Mary and a Guinness.
I think it doesn't. I don't think it travels that well either. Like by the time it gets here, it's just something.
right. I mean,
I
it's
had it in
still
England.
good here, but over there it's like
Yeah, it's totally
I don't
different.
I do like it.
yeah, it's good. But if you ever get to Ireland or even the UK,
Yeah,
you'll taste the difference.
It's not as sweet.
Exactly.
I'm
It's
trying
a
to
good
remember,
beverage.
like, if I thought it was sweet.
Yeah, I don't think of it as sweet, but must have sugar. Maybe it may have more sugar because, again, we're back to higher alcohol, so it does travel at all.
Guinness doesn't have a high alcohol.
Yeah,
no, it
ABV
doesn't.
at all.
No, it's like 4 something.
Or something.
Yeah,
But I've heard it's different in the Caribbean too. With the British
You're right. No, you're right. They said it was
colonies like Jamaica and the other like U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yep.
It's a slightly different formulation even than here.
Yep.
Maybe it's even lower alcohol because of the heat, but it is different.
Interesting.
My God, it looks like curly. That sounds Sizemore?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out who that was.
Oh, that
Oh
was
my-
that's like a mugshot, right?
Oof.
Yeah, I think it looks like a mug.
a mug shot. That looks like
Seriously.
Uncle Fester a little bit.
He does.
Yeah, he looks like he just came off a bender right there, man. Or he's in the middle of one or the other.
Probably in the
Who,
middle.
is that Sizemore? Who is
Yeah.
that?
Sizemore.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Dave, a great movie and Tom Hanks. It's a Tom Hanks movie, which I know I gave Tom Hanks shit last week.
Which movie is that?
Saving Private Ryan, which is what
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I actually like a lot of Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah, he's good.
Not the Gump, though.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. I just
Philadelphia
watched
was
that
good.
about 2 weeks ago, man. That's a
Never
great
saw
film. Oh, geez.
Castaway was pretty damn good.
Castaway was
Denzel.
good.
This
Never
kind of
saw
bleeds.
that.
This kind of bleeds into tonight's question, which is that thing you do.
Oh, I like
saw
that
that.
movie. That was a good movie.
I never
Very
saw
good.
that too.
Very good.
Yeah, that
Very
was very
good.
good.
But,
I like that, Bob and Joe.
Best
about-
pop song.
Bachelor Party.
Is that a Netflix possibly? A
Favorite
Peacock?
Adrian Smed movie.
Yeah, I bet she could get on Netflix. Yeah.
Isn't
check
that
it out.
Tawny Katane?
Oh,
Yes,
God
nice.
Almighty. That's a
That was before her videos.
and her drug use. I mean,
Yeah.
The
smoke show.
the white snake.
Oh my
White Snake
God.
videos, yeah.
Outrageous.
Even
Something
color
made me
version.
Who said
something made me
Adrian's a
really
med?
curious to find out about the Green Hornet series. I was looking for it
Yeah.
on
Bruce
Netflix.
Lee was in that.
Huh?
Yeah.
That was Bruce Lee as Kato.
Yeah.
The
So
Ryan
I
Reynolds, the Ryan Reynolds version.
No.
The
Seth
Batman
Rogen.
spinoff. Oh,
You're
The movie?
thinking of the Green Lantern
Oh, whatever.
with the
Something's
Ryan
green.
Reynolds. The Green
Something's
Hornet was Seth Rogen.
Another Tom Hanks movie, Green Mile.
Wow.
That was a good one. I didn't realize that the Green Hornet was a series in the 40s. 'Cause that's what they
Oh.
have. That's what they have on Netflix. The original series was like in the 30s and 40s,
Really?
which I didn't watch because it was really bad.
Because you weren't born then?
Yeah, and then I found the 60s version on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I was so damn disappointed. It was awful.
Really?
I watched a couple episodes. I'm like, this is the worst Batman ripoff, shitty written.
I think it was a spinoff from Batman.
It was awful, just
But-
absolutely terrible.
At least
Cash in.
Batman was original.
Yeah,
So at least it was like the first in that campy approach, I guess.
I was getting kind of amped to see like Bruce Lee. I thought it would be cool to see Bruce Lee in the series. Like I thought he'd do some cool shit, and he just does like really stupid stuff.
There you go, bachelor party.
I'm not a big comic book movie thing.
No,
I think they all suck. I think
Ferris Bueller?
mentioned that last time.
Oh, bachelor party's great. We got hookers and fire trucks, French fries.
You remember that line?
I don't know, dude.
What's Aaron? Aaron, what's that from?
That's Tawny Katane.
Mike
That's
remembers.
her now?
Wait,
Yeah.
where?
Oh my god.
Dude, that's like a lot of plastic surgery and
Sorry.
Wow.
Yikes.
I think a lot is an understatement, Bob.
You think? He's been
Jesus
heavily
Christ.
sculpted.
yeah, it's like a mortgage worth of
Oh my God, she looks like that lady in New York, the Tiger Woman. You know, that had all the.
Yeah.
you want you can't you gotta have someone around you that says you're done. Like enough's
Yeah.
enough. It
What
almost
is
looks-
it? What is a line from a movie that you use a lot, like amongst your family? Like
I'm not dead yet.
Not dead yet. Okay.
family or like friends or like coworkers?
Well,
and
just
stuff
like you
that?
use like a movie line that always comes up in conversation.
I use "Is it safe" a lot.
Yeah,
Is
is
it
it safe?
safe?
I use it with you. That's about it.
Yeah, I use it with Mike.
What's that from?
Marathon Man.
Marathon
Marathon
Man.
Man. That's a great movie. Scheider.
We
Is it
do.
safe?
We're always just saying, you know, it could be worse. Could be raining.
What's that from?
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, it's from Frankenstein.
I
My
use
old,
"Bye Bye
assistant
Boys,
principal-
have fun storming the castle."
Yeah, that's another one. Have fun
My,
storming the castle.
I like to
old,
use "I still got me arms."
Come back here, I'll bite you to death.
I'll
How
nibble
about
your
this one?
bum.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Yeah, that comes up a lot.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Dude, they used to come up all the time at work. My old assistant principal would come in and be like, "Hey, Tommy, what's going on? Hey, Tommy, what's up?" I'd be like, "Go home and get your fucking shine box."
Shine box.
Yeah,
They called you
Goodfellas.
Tommy?
Yeah, it was from Goodfellas.
From Goodfellas.
But I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Right,
Smells
right.
like victory.
Yep, that's a good one.
You say that to Missy?
How do you fit that in? That's not really.
It's a great
It's
line,
really-
but it's not always
It
appropriate.
doesn't really, zoom into what you're talking about every day.
No,
No.
the breakfast was delicious. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
How about it's like Wisconsin? You zip in, you zip out.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
that's a good one.
It's like Wisconsin. You zip in, you zip out.
Sergeant Hulka, our big toe.
Yeah, exactly.
Have that removed.
So, yeah, where's the Winnebago, John? Where's the Winnebago?
Where the fuck's my truck?
Where the fuck's my truck? John Larroquette.
I bet between the 7 of us, we could all we could just recite the entire script word for word.
Entire
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Absolutely.
What, Stripes?
Mellow
Yeah.
out, Francis.
I know. It's like, any of you homos touch my stuff, I'll kill you.
Oh yeah,
I don't like
I
anyone
do
touching
use
me.
Lighten Up Francis a lot.
Yeah.
Line up, Francis. You just made the list, buddy.
Oh, and I also use Was It Over When the Germans Bombed Pearl Harbor?
Good one. Good one.
I'll tell you, he's
Yeah,
on
that's a
a
great
roll.
one. That used to be a pretty common yearbook quote at Amity. Used to see that like every year in the yearbook.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Son, fat, drunk, and stupid is nobody goes.
That's a great one. That's.
Or it is.
Are you drinking second round?
Still
Here we go.
finishing my boom saw.
There we go. There's number 2.
Where's that from? Oh, okay.
I just grabbed. I don't. This is from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Zip
What are you
in,
rocking,
zip out.
Bob?
It's I don't know.
IPA
Someone
number 11.
gave it to me. It's good. It's nice.
1 through 10 were okay, but 11.
Yeah.
11 is where they finally figured it out.
Yeah.
This one
That's
goes to
another movie
11.
Quote that comes in
They got their game on.
That's another line that I've used many
Yeah.
times.
Ours go
Right.
to 11.
I was going to
Oh,
11.
that's true.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like, no, can I touch it? No, don't even look at it.
Yeah. A lot of people envy us. I envy us.
Like my love pump.
Yeah. My favorite scene of that movie is it's a subtle one. It's there's no dialogue where the guy's a thumbs down. You guys remember that one?
Mine?
No, so they're playing the festival, and so like we can't do that. We can't do that in a blues jazz odyssey in a festival crowd. And there's like 28 people in this like outdoor park thing, and as the camera pans across, you see this guy like this, like the stage here. This guy's like this. He's like,
Yeah.
he's sitting there, his thumb down. It's so funny.
What's the
It's
line?
like-
What's the
Rob
line in that
Reiner.
movie about there's no Boston isn't a college town?
That's awesome. No, don't worry, mate. It's not. The gig got canceled. Right? Oh, that's all right. Boston's not a big college town. That's very funny. Forgot about that one.
A great movie.
Uh,
Forgot about that movie.
That's on. I think that's been on Netflix. It comes and goes. I'll have to watch that again sometime. I wish my kids
Rob
were a little
Reiner
older.
had some great movies.
Oh,
I
God.
saw them live at Carnegie Hall.
Oh yeah, was it good?
Really?
Spinal Tap?
This is Spinal Tap. Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
My God, talk about irony. Jesus.
It was
A couple of years ago.
It was probably 10 years ago, but it was,
Oh really?
yeah, I don't know.
Did they do all the big songs?
They did a lot of their big songs. They had a bunch of guests, though. They had a bunch of
Yeah.
guest musicians come on. Paul Schaefer played with them.
Really? Oh, he was in the movie.
Well, he put them together.
Yeah, a bunch of other
They
people
they
I
really
can't remember.
played music?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
Michael
good.
McKean
They
can
came,
play
they were
guitar.
their own opening act. They came on as a like a barbershop trio, dressed in the suspenders with the hats and the
Funny.
mustache.
Yeah.
And it was the three of them, and they were playing these like weird. They did "Start Me Up" or something. They did one of the Stone songs in like a really like fast version. It was ridiculous. It was like
What was the audience reaction?
they loved it. They were good. They're good musicians. They're like
Yeah, they all
you know,
play
they're
well.
not like super amazing, but they're good enough to they have a stage presence and they rock. You know,
They're competent.
yeah.
Funny. Talk about
Did the
mud
drummer
flaps.
explode, Dan?
I can't remember what they did with the drummers. I don't think he
Did they have the
exploded.
1 foot high Stonehenge?
I think they did. Yeah.
He goes, Stonehenge was in, that's a great line. Stonehenge was in danger of being trampled by a dwarf.
He wrote inches instead of feet on the
He's like,
napkin.
he's like, he's an idiot. You can't believe it.
I
That was
love the way they're all
manager.
looking at each other as it's coming down. It's kind of like,
Yeah. That was the manager, Ian Face, right?
It's
Yeah.
funny. None more blacker than black.
Some Australian's nightmare. Was that when he had the big herpes lesion on his lip?
They were like in the diner or whatever. He goes, she's
Yeah.
not my wife. Ever fuck she is. So, like, I don't care. Just do your job.
Oh man. So did everyone watch the ZZ Top thing yet, or no?
I watched the first hour, and so far, fantastic.
yeah,
So
pretty good.
good job. Good recommendation. I'm loving it.
I have not yet.
I have
want to.
not. I have not.
And you're right about the live. Not the live. It's live. Like when they're playing in the warehouse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Awesome.
Just the three of them.
Awesome.
It's
for
like,
3 pieces, it's
Yeah,
just a huge
and they're
sound.
like old geezers.
Yeah. Billy
Yeah, they're like-
Gibbons just.
Yeah.
They're in their 70s.
Dude, Billy Gibbons is like
didn't-
no
did-
joke, dude.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel like they were like nerds? Like
They
when they
were.
first
I would
started
say
out?
preppy. Billy Gibbons and Frank Beer definitely look kind of preppy.
But they were the absolute opposite of their image now. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
no,
But
they didn't
like
look like
biker
biker dudes. They look like college guys. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, if you play together for 40 years, there's such a communication that happens.
Yep.
It's like I just can't even imagine how awesome that is.
And
Yeah.
Dusty Hill's an underrated bassist too. I mean, he just makes a huge sound.
Yep.
I mean, he's not busy. He just kind of like
Yeah.
sets the bottom, but
Dude,
Right.
solid, super solid.
Yeah.
It's fun to listen to.
so I'm enjoying that. That was a good call.
Music documentary, best music documentary, just for future topics.
Oh, that's a good
Well,
one.
it's obviously if I leave here tomorrow, it's the Skinner one, but.
Well,
No,
that
was
is-
fantastic. I said that on the
that's
text
good.
thread
That's
last year.
good.
That was, I mean, the ZZ Top is great, but the Skinner one was, it was longer and
Yeah,
it was so
that was definitely
comprehensive.
good. I mean, that's kind of category outside. I'm gonna have to leave that aside as a that category.
Yeah, you're biased, obviously, but that was just so well done and so it just covered so much.
The Petty one was pretty good.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I'll
I
have
didn't
to
see
check
the
out
Petty one.
one's
Oh,
good.
really? It's like 4 hours also. It
Yeah,
was
I
on
watched
Netflix,
it.
but I think it's not anymore.
There's so many good
It's
ones.
really good.
So many good. The Rush one was good. The
The Motown one was good too, the one on Showtime or something. It came out in August, I think. That was really good.
Have you guys seen the Quincy Jones one? I got about another
Uh-uh.
half hour to watch.
I heard about that. No, I
Really
heard.
good.
Yeah.
Really, it's a lot of stuff you didn't know. You're like, Jesus, this guy's
So-
like.
So just ignore the future topic part of that.
No, it's fine. we're throwing out examples for everyone to listen to. A lot of these I haven't seen. I haven't
What
seen.
about-
Is the Skinner one on Netflix still, or where can I see
I think
it?
it was on, I saw it
It was on
or
Showtime. It was on
something. Yeah.
Showtime.
I think
I
we
have
should do it.
I have it taped and I have my DVR under seal, so I'll never lose it.
I'll have to
I
see
didn't
if,
realize that they started in like 1965 or something. I mean, basically, the nucleus of the band.
Right.
Like high
right.
school,
They were
yeah.
like 15 years old.
Yeah, I'm right in high school.
Kind of like the Bill Guzzi band.
Yeah, something like that.
I never caught them live.
Yes, you must have. It was a mandatory auditorium. We were in the gym in junior high. Don't you remember?
Oh, gee,
No.
It was like a mandatory assembly. It was like a
What did they
music
say?
concert or whatever.
When you guys
And
did
we
their Skinner
had to
cover?
watch Bill Guzzi
Yes.
play?
Yeah, I remember.
No,
you
no,
guys
no. That
playing.
was our name. That was the name. It was like Eric Polinsky was
Yeah,
on
yep.
drums, and
Oh.
Howie Zonder was on the piano, and
Keyboard.
Jordan was singing.
Jordan Schwartz sang, and
You
Dave,
played bass.
Stansel.
Dave Stansel was the guitarist.
Yeah,
And I bought a bass
that's right.
like a month beforehand and learned 4 songs. And then that was it.
Did you do Rockin' Robin?
We did Rockin' Robin,
You
Free
remember.
Bird,
You
Sweet
guys-
Home Alabama, and then one other song I can't even remember.
You
All I
weren't that
remember is
bad.
Rockin' Robin. That
Rockin'
was- I
Robin. We did.
remember
Oh,
you
Johnny Be
did
Good.
part
Johnny
of
Be
that.
Good. We did
Johnny
Johnny
Be
Be Good.
Wow.
I remember Freebird.
Yeah,
I-
Freebird.
Really? Oh my
We
god.
were practicing. It was the junior high. It was one of those gyms where they had a stage, at the
Yep.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in there at lunchtime in the stage part behind the curtain practicing, and we were playing Freebird, and Jeannie Johnson and some other girl came in there. I think it was Maggie Nugent. They came in there and they're like, "What is going on? We thought this was the record." And we were like, I was like, "Oh my gosh."
That's funny.
Hey, 40 years later, John, you must be pretty good on the bass.
Oh yeah. No, actually, this is an interesting story. I bought the bass, and then our house was robbed that summer, and they took the bass. The only thing they took were the bass and the tickets I had to that Eagles concert at
Yale Bowl?
at Yale Bowl.
Whoa,
Wow.
that was a
Probably-
targeted thing. How much did you pay for the bass?
I don't know. It's like $70. I don't know.
Oh, that's
You,
quality.
you never bought a new one?
No, I was done.
And that's the only thing they took from the house?
I think it was
Yeah.
Bob. I think that
Yeah.
was the
Sounds like
start
an
of
inside
Bob's
job.
bass
Yeah, Bob.
career.
That was a targeted job.
Bob,
right
is that
there.
where we got the Eagles tickets?
I had a
So all
Ripped off
kidding,
those kids from Woodbridge?
all kidding
I'm a Joe
aside,
travel from Orange.
I had an amp that was smaller than this computer.
We're going to be really good friends with this kid, but let's rob his house first.
I had to buy because I had to buy 2 more tickets to that show.
You could
so
just
all
get,
kidding aside,
wasn't sold out.
I actually saw that show. I went with a buddy of mine from prep and my cousin and my 2 cousins who drove us.
Oh, I still have the I mean
yeah, me. I
if
have
the
the
Eagles
subs.
live album had the poster of
Yep.
the Yale Bowl show.
Yes, it did.
I
Bob,
still have it.
did you bring John's bass with you?
Yes, I played along. I played along the show.
Bob, I think you went with me, Bob.
Didn't you and I went, but didn't buddy of mine Bill also go?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Mm.
My cousin Lisa and Denise drove us.
Lisa, right.
Do you remember that guy? See, I didn't remember you were there. So remember that guy that was all fucked up, stumbling up the stairs?
Just one guy at a
No,
rock.
one guy in particular.
Yeah.
Joe and I we joked about this for
Concert.
years because I remember this. This guy was, so wasted he was pinballing up, like we were way up in nosebleeds, right? He was just bouncing off. He was so hammered, and the cops came up to get him. Joe, is this you're just ringing a bell? I'll just never forget this. The cops came up to get him, and the cops were actually really cool, and they're like, "Hey, man, you know." And the guy's like, "Oh," he's being all belligerent, and people were like, "No, man, they're trying to be cool. They want to get you help." And the guy was like, "What? Why are you taking me away?" And the cop looked at me and goes, "'Cause you're fucked up, buddy." Just like that. That's all he said. He wasn't mad or anything. He's like, "'Cause you're fucked up, buddy." And they just grabbed him and they brought him down to the medical tent or some shit. It was so funny, man.
Did they jack him up, Bob?
My grandfather jacked him up, yes.
I remember being at a Moody Blues show. Dan, you might remember this.
Yeah, what was that? Hartford or New Haven? I can't.
I think I was Hartford.
I was with you guys.
Were you
Yeah.
there? And
That
they
was the
played,
day after-
Slipping in a Slide Zone.
The
I'll
what?
never forget this. It was slipping in a slide zone, and this guy comes like falling down the stairs on his ass.
I don't remember that.
That's
Oh my
I
God! You don't remember
either.
that?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh my God! I mean, that song had to be during that song.
That's
I don't
But
remember
in a
that.
slide zone, yeah.
Slipping in a slide zone, and this guy just boom, 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 like bouncing down the stairs. Hey, wait, that's not a wasp nest.
No.
Dave, remember the zoo?
That's not a pillow.
That's not a hot
I
dog.
remember that. Yeah,
That's not a hot dog that monkey has in its
yeah. They probably don't know the story. You should tell them.
Yeah, and whose house is that? Is that someone's house?
Yeah, that's my friend Gary's.
I thought so. Up
Yeah. Yeah, up in outside
past
of-
stores.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool house.
He's got
Yeah,
a
it's
really
nice.
nice piece of property up there. Yeah, it's really nice.
I was reading the New York Times and it was showing all the like all the hot spots in the country and like the number of deaths per 1,000 people or whatever.
Mhm.
And Torrington, Connecticut was like in
I
the
know.
top 10.
Really?
It's weird. It's like in the
Torrington?
middle of
Yes.
T-town. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Torrington's kind of a dive, though.
It is a
I
dive.
could
It's
see
dumb.
it.
Yeah,
There's
it's
probably
an
a lot
old
of
old
drugs
town.
going through there.
I was
It's a lot
wondering
of-
if maybe there was like a gigantic nursing home there or something
There
like that.
probably is.
Oh, there
Oh,
Oh,
could
that
be.
could be.
Along with a bunch of crystal meth labs.
Yeah,
kicking around.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely
T-town.
some labs.
But I thought, man, I
That's
want to go
crazy.
brew 8.
You're gonna
Oh.
stop there on your way to Maine, John?
Absolutely not. I'm gonna have 20 gallons of gas in the trunk.
The guy with a mohawk riding shotgun.
I'm gonna call my sandwich order into Blue Check. I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna say, bring it out to me.
Check.
Oh, I wouldn't go
Put it on the curb.
Oh.
Well,
You're
it's
really
funny.
gonna stop
So
there, are you?
you guys know where Chester is? Chester's like
Yeah,
right, small, right?
Yeah.
Really small.
it's
So,
Connecticut River town.
right. So we're part of the Connecticut River, whatever health something. So I get this daily update, COVID update. Like I subscribe to it. It's like how many new cases in town, and we're pretty stable. We have like 20 cases in town, which is good. And Chester's tiny. They have almost 40 cases and like a half a dozen deaths. So I don't know if it's
They must have a home.
a nursing home kind of thing.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Because I mean, there's maybe 8,000 people that live in Chester. Maybe.
Probably less than that.
Yeah. So
Well, don't come to Queens.
All right.
no, right? It's pretty crazy. I actually just found out a buddy of mine's wife is positive. She's okay. I guess I didn't know this, but I was texting him and he was like, they tested her. She wasn't. At first he said, "Oh, that was negative." Then it came back positive, so it was a false negative, obviously. And it's in her throat, but not in her lungs. So I guess apparently they can pinpoint kind of where it exists or lives.
Maybe just the way she's coughing or something.
I guess I don't know.
Little
She's in
Lysol
day
will
8,
take care
so
of that.
luckily she's relatively young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My sister and brother-in-law had it like 3 weeks ago, and I spoke to my sister last night actually.
They
So
both had it.
Are
yes,
they-
they live in Upper West Side. They live on 89th and like Lexington Avenue. And she said it was like horrible for over 2 weeks, like the most
Really?
sick she's ever felt, and they couldn't get tested because
Right, they're
Not
not
enough
dying.
capacity.
unless you're a vulnerable population group or something, or you're a healthcare worker. So there was no way to get a test. But yeah, she said it was just so bad.
And they're better now?
Yeah, she said every day is a lot better, but it's still
Still
she said
bouncing back.
walking and even when she's talking for like a prolonged period of time, she has to catch her breath. So
Wow.
Oof.
Crazy.
yeah, pretty awful.
See,
Well,
that's
the
very
president said
telling.
you could
So
get a test if you need it.
Yeah, everyone can get tests when they
Yeah,
want it.
yeah, their tests
Mike,
are
We're
they're
doing
just
more than everybody in the world.
Mike, that is fake
everywhere.
news.
Exactly.
Oh,
Full of shit,
Everybody's got like
you know.
10 tests in their mailbox.
She's obviously lying to me. She has an agenda. So
Yeah.
She does.
Got an agenda.
Obviously.
you can get a
She's
test.
just
You
trying to
can't
make
get
Trump look bad.
we have the best tests.
Right.
Yes.
Everyone's saying we have the best tests.
You can get a
Oh my
test, like a
God.
math test. You can't get a COVID test though.
And this
Mike,
little fucking
Why
pussy
does your
there
sister
takes
hate
me-
America?
Because
She
she's
lives
an
in New
America
York.
hater.
Yes.
She's an America hater. She always has been.
She's in New York. She's a liberal.
Yes,
you know what's
exactly.
interesting though, because so that's one instance. So like we talk about like statistics and how many people have it. So she knows that her and her husband have it, obviously, but they're not reported because they didn't get tested.
right.
So there's no
That's right.
no actual. So that
No,
that's
I'm
like
betting
a
that
microcosm.
The amount of actual
Yeah.
people that have had it is
Scary.
probably like 20 times the amount that they're saying.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little scary.